What up, guys? I'm Ben.
I'm Tommy.
We're talking.
I'm scratching my head.
We're talking board games. Oh man!
And today we are continuing our lists of game mechanisms.
Yes.
I think you're right. I don't know. Who cares? It's not that big of a controversy.
Yeah.
If it is, tell us in the comments. Anyway, so last time, whatever, was top 10 co-ops.
Yes,
that was
top 5 each. So
top 5, yeah, sorry. Top 5 co-ops. That was a relatively easy list for me, since I don't like co-ops, and I think that co-ops can be done really differently.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of differentiation that can be done with a co-op to make it different than others.
Yeah.
This was much harder for me.
It's a little bit of a tighter list, yeah.
By the way, it's point-to-point movement.
Point-to-point movement this time.
If we did not cover that. And if you didn't catch that from the title.
Who checks titles anyway?
Who reads nowadays?
Yeah.
Right? I can read not.
Point-to-point movement.
Yeah, this was a hard list for me to do. And as I was going through the list, I noticed that there were some where I was like, not sure I agree with that.
Yeah. It's a very loosely used mechanic.
Yeah. Also, disclaimer, it's cold in here. You'll have to bear with the spinning, oscillating heater of loudness. But it's keeping us warm and alive, so deal with it. So yeah, like this was just much harder for me. Just looking through stuff, I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. This was difficult trying to see how the mechanic is used differently and what games utilize it really well.
I enjoy the mechanic fully, but I'll also admit that the games that use it and use it well are few and far between.
Yeah, for sure. That's another thing that I noticed. Where did this show up on your list?
Number 9.
Number 9. This did not show up on my list.
No. He's doing this as a video courtesy.
Right, exactly. None of these games are enjoyable to me. That's not true. I don't remember who started last time. So
I don't know.
Why don't you take it away?
I feel like it's always the way it is.
Ladies first.
Ooh, ouch. Okay.
Got it right out the gate.
My number 5 is one that uses this point-to-point movement not as a main mechanism, but almost as a side one. But enough to where I don't think I'd enjoy the game without it. And that's Orleans. Okay. The board is divided in half. You have the tracks on one half, and the other half is a city map of the different cities that you're traveling around to and from. And I don't know what it is I enjoy about that, but there is a race element as you're spreading out, trying to put your buildings down, because you only have one building in each location. And then there's also this spatial puzzle with the different goods that are out randomly when you start the game. So that will never be the same. So you kind of start the game and you look and say, okay, I want to get to over there, to over there, to over there. And the whole time you're trying to place these houses down faster than anyone else. But you might have to change your movement as need be based on other people's movement and homes and stuff that they're putting out. So like I said, it's a very small mechanic within the game, but I think that the game would suffer great without it.
I felt that was a pretty weak entry. I saw it and I was like, really? And I actually had to like clarify with you, like, go over this again with me.
And that's why it's my number 5, because I love the game. Orleans is one of my favorite games, but I can't give it more credit on the point-to-point movement.
Sure. My number 5, and there's a few of these in my list. A few of these number 5s. No, a few of these that are just better iterations of the regular game. Okay. And for this specific one, it's Pandemic Iberia. Pandemic itself is very much so a point-to-point movement. You're moving from here to there to there. You can only move from this point, from point A to point B, if it's connected or whatever. But you also have the cards that you could fly somewhere or you could do whatever. Mm-hmm. With Iberia, you're actually building railroads, which are really cool because it allows you to move from point A to point B much quicker than it would to move from point A to point B to point C to point D.
Even Pandemic itself allows you to build the research labs or whatever that you can fly.
Yeah,
it gives you that flexibility within the point-to-point movement.
Yeah, cool. I like it in Iberia because you're doing it as you go instead of like, hey, let's put a research lab here. Hey, let's put one there. You can almost like, it's almost like we need to get these trains out so that we can start moving across the board much quicker because you're not able to fly like you are in the basic. But you are able to use the boats, go along the coast like you I think you can do that in... Maybe not. I don't know. Haven't played Pandemic enough. I much prefer Pandemic Iberia.
I agree.
So that's my number 5.
And it's co-op.
Pandemic Iberia. I just think it uses it well enough. But I do enjoy the game.
My number 4, I feel horrible doing this. I haven't played this game yet. I own it.
That is...
No.
What
I
a
own it.
cheater.
I've read the rule book. I am dying to play it, and I know it's going to be on this list. That's the only way I can justify this.
Is it Jonghua?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It is actually Pulsar 2849.
Pulsar 2849.
Yes.
That's cheating.
I cheat.
You cheat.
I'm a cheater.
You're a cheater.
Anyways, the map has these various things you're trying to get to, either be it the pulsars or the new like planetary systems you're trying to discover. But what I'm super eager to see is there's different benefits based on landing on these locations or versus moving over them.
Interesting.
So as you're drafting these dice, you're trying to draft dice with numbers that will allow you to end up where you want to go. But if you can't quite get that number, as long as you get past that location, you get a benefit.
It does sound very interesting.
Yeah, because I love dice drafting. Spoiler alert. But to draft that in allowance to let you move is going to be a whole different twist on it for me.
Yeah, that's...
So cheat all I want. That it's on there. Pulsar 2849.
He'll probably hate the game once we play it.
I doubt it.
My number 4 rather. My number 4 is Tokaido. And there are a few other games that use this mechanism. I don't know if I would consider them a point-to-point movement game, such as Glenmore. Francis Drake also uses this mechanism, if you will, but I think that Tokaido probably uses this the strongest. The idea behind Tokaido is that you can move as far as you want up until a certain point. But if you are ahead of everybody else, you can't move at all.
You don't get to move.
You don't get to move until everybody else catches up with you. So it's this push and pull.
How bad do I want it?
Yeah, exactly. It's almost this press your luck kind of thing. Like, nobody else wants this. I can keep going. Dang it.
There we go.
But I really like the game. It's really cool. I actually ended up getting rid of it just because it wasn't hitting the table enough.
Yeah.
But as far as the point-to-point movement, if you're looking for something simple, which is essentially what point-to-point movement is, it's a very simple mechanism.
In these other games, it's almost just like implemented as a side mechanic, but in
Tokaido, it is the mechanic.
You have set collection.
There is some set collection and some other things in there, but it's very watered down. It's very basic. Check it out. Pretty easy game. Yeah. Tokaido, my number 4.
Very nice. My number 3 is a game that also uses it almost as a side mechanic, but I love it for it, and that's Clank.
Okay. I saw this one on there. I was like, yeah, this is going to show up on Ben's list.
I really enjoy Clank. I'm not a huge deck builder fan, but the way that it implements the map just push it over the edge as a above average game for me. So you're moving through this dungeon and going down trying to collect these different artifacts and treasure, but it's all like on a timer because this dragon's attacking you. Once someone dies, there's like 4 rounds for everyone to get out, and you're trying to... It's really cool how they add the press your luck, kind of like Tokaido, to the actual point-to-point movement. And there's different limitations on how you move based on which cards you get. It does it really well as a side mechanic to what would be otherwise just a very generic deck-building game.
Yeah, I thought it was very cool. I considered putting this on my list, probably made my short list, especially with the, once I pass, then everybody else goes, and you just got to run up there.
Yeah, you got to get out.
But I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the game, and I thought it was pretty basic as far as...
Much better with more players.
I'm sure it is, considering only I've played it 2 players. My number 3, I think, takes a basic game that I do not like and probably will not play and elevates it to a point where I'm okay playing this game, and that's Ticket to Ride Marklin. The passenger mechanic in Ticket to Ride is phenomenal. And the fact that they decided to make Ticket to Ride Germany, which is a reprint, it's not even close. I haven't played Ticket to Ride Germany, so I have no...
Yeah. I haven't played Ticket to Ride at all, so I can't comment.
What?
I know, right?
Oh, we have no more validation. Our validity out the window.
Going back and playing it would almost, I think, lose credibility for me at this point.
Anyway, I just Ticket to Ride just is, it's basic, and it feels the same every time. It doesn't matter what tickets you get. To me, it's just the same every time. Marklin makes it this. You know, you want to get these passengers out and move them along, and you want to be first, but you don't want to do too short of a route because then you don't get anything. But if you do really long routes, you might not get the high point ones. I just think it's fantastic what they did with it. Yep. Ticket to Ride Marklin, my number 3.
Maybe one day I'll play Ticket to Ride.
Maybe I'll pull it
up. If I do, it'll be Marklin.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the only good one.
My number 2 is a game that I love. Don't own it because a buddy owns it and everything for it, essentially.
Me.
It's Concordia.
Concordia.
Not you. Concordia, once again, it has that race element with the point-to-point, where you're trying to get to locations first, which I feel really pushes this mechanic in a good direction. But anyways, you're moving either your little person around the land area or your ship through the sea area, trying to get to these different cities to build trading houses to reap the rewards of those goods before anyone else. Because if you're there before, it's cheaper. Right. More people have gotten there and built those, the harder it is, the more expensive it is. So it's all about efficiency, and every game, the different resources that are available at different places are randomized. So you can almost sit down at the start of the game and be like, okay, I need to get there first, then I'd love to get to there.
Which never ends up happening.
And it doesn't, because you're slowed
Somebody
down by
goes
that
there
car
first and you're like, are you kidding me? That is the exact spot I wanted to go.
No, but that's pretty much it. Concordia is hand management and this point-to-point movement race around the board.
I definitely considered this. It would have been my number 6.
Yeah.
Had it not been my number 2. Concordia.
Oh. It's funny. He's got jokes, guys.
No, Concordia is great. It's such a good game. I think this is our first ever crossover. Like number to number crossover, if that makes sense.
Oh, cute.
Okay, well, not what I was going for.
My bad.
But Concordia, just such a good.
Yeah. This
is a great game to begin with. I love this game, and the way that it implements this, it's so simple. You're just moving.
Yep, that's it. That's it.
Hoping that you can build something before somebody else. You said it all. I love this game. My number 2, Concordia.
I'm afraid my number... Oh.
No, you can't just
do that. Just go?
You can't just go.
I've not yet beat him in rock, paper, scissors.
No, you haven't. So you're probably going to go first anyway. You go first. I bet you I know what it is.
I bet you it is. What your number 1 is.
You don't know what my number 1 is.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think you've played my number 1.
Really?
I don't think so.
Mine is Great Western
Trail. I knew you were going to say that.
So this one's really interesting because there's really only one path to follow. You're going from A to B, right? You start one place, you end up somewhere else. But the game evolves with people placing out their different buildings and locations, and it makes it unique and different, and you have the choice to stop or not stop, and you're penalized sometimes for different locations, or you can go certain routes that are... It does it really well. And then there's this race, you know, because you want to get through and sell those cattle as fast as you can. But then at the same time, there's all these benefits for stopping along the way. Love it.
My number 1, Great Western Trail.
Yep. Yeah.
So good. So good. This game is amazing.
Yeah.
And I just love playing this game. This setup in this game is the worst.
I can think of about 10 games that are worse, but yes.
No, this is not the worst by any means. But it's, man, the little pieces that you're putting everywhere and stacking stuff, and you got to organize everything.
Oh, especially like the people you're hiring.
The people are the worst.
Stacked up,
oh my gosh.
20 rows high.
They're so dumb. Yeah. So dumb. But this game, it just works so well. This is what makes me want to play Mombasa.
Same designers.
I believe, yeah.
I believe you're right.
After playing this game, I was like, and I wanted Mombasa before.
Mm-hmm.
But this game, I was like, I need Mombasa.
Mombasa, hand management and area control.
Yeah, those
right up my alley.
Such a nerdy comment.
I know.
No, but whether or not you want to put something out to make it harder for other people to go, or even just to tax people on like a spot that everybody's going, or like somebody puts something out over here and then you're like, you want to use that? Now you're going to get taxed for it. It's
the way the board evolves each game. I wish they would have done on the backside like some alternate various board with
the board.
layout.
Yeah, it's nice that the tiles are double-sided, but this game, that's our number one.
We agreed on 2 things
On the same spot.
Same spot.
Yeah. Well,
Wow, you witnessed
history.
Yes, history.
This will go down in textbooks. Your kids will be reading about this. Anyway, that's our top 5 point-to-point movement games. If you agree, let us know. If you disagree,
let us know.
Let us know.
Hate our guts.
It's pretty. I feel like that's a little extreme, unless you know us like personally.
I hope no one I knows hates my guts.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, like enemies from high school.
Enemies.
Arch
nemesis.
That's right. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share even. Let your friends know about us. Because we like doing this, and we hope you guys like watching. Thanks for tuning with us today, and see you next time.
Yep.
See ya.